So everybody's familiar with the book of Sirach, right? All right. And here in chapter 44, we're going to read to verse 15. Okay. Now, reason why this was so precious is that this was a hymn. You hear that? Yes. This was a hymn. And so, in it being precious, it's like I've made up in my mind that Yah has done more than enough to show me in the awakening that I'm attached to those who were before me, who were called his people. Who's done that? Raise your hand. If you made up in your mind that you are his people, because those people who received the cursings and all the wrath that came down on these people who were disobedient to Yah, Yah showed you that you are descendants of those people. You are attached to those people. Raise your hand. All right. So sometimes you gotta ask 2 or 3 times so that what people testify, it bears witness. All right. It says, Isaiah, go somewhere and sit down, boy. You all right? It says, let us now sing praises of famous men, our ancestors in their generations. Generations with an S. So in every generation, and all the generations, every generation, Yah has brought great men. Boy, look at this dude. This cat here just bloodline. Right? But he said, yeah, he want us to sing praises of famous men. Well, Israel don't like doing it. Because if it ain't them, you know what I mean? If it ain't you that's getting the glory, right? You don't want to glorify. Uh-oh. Right? But listen 1 second. The whole crux is whether they were big or small, great in stature, unheard of, their works added. Their works did what? Added. All right, watch. Listen. Yahweh apportioned to them great glory. Who did? See what happened? But see, that's why he said, don't be jealous, don't be envious. Because you start looking at other people on what they doing, you start confusing it. Because y'all is working things on so many levels. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Get over there and lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Yahweh apportioned to them great glory, his majesty from the beginning. There were those who ruled in their kingdoms and made a name for themselves by their valor. Those who gave counsel because they were intelligent. You see this? This wasn't our power. But this is what Yah used in his majesty to make them great, to make their name great, because they, in their mind, had purposed to do all that they can that Yah name be great. You see what I mean? So I'm giving you I gave you the backdrop. That's why I say I give you small things to do. If you can't do that, how can I trust you with big things? If I leave and I hear you ain't doing according, whoever, then this right here, your name don't get wrote down. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
There were those who spoke in prophetic oracles, those who led people by their counsels and by their knowledge of the people's lore. They were wise in their words of instruction, those who composed musical tones or put verses in writing. Rich men endowed with resources, living peacefully in their homes. All these were honored in their generations. Do you hear that? Was it anything outside of human ability? Right? Everything that I read, whether it was given knowledge, whether it was given wise counsel, prophetic, whatever, they did what was apportioned to them, and they did it. See, the key word was apportion. So if somebody apportions something to you, then that means in all of your might, do that to the fullest. Big or small. See, we was talking about this at Goshen. I said, think about this. What was apportioned to, quit shaking this table. What was apportioned to Zacharias, whose son was who? John the Baptist. You was a candle lighter. That was a portion of you. But because of your whole outlook, the way you did it. See, this is what see, even though his name ain't over here, but this is what it's talking about. You did well in that area, and your seed was the one that prepared the way for the Messiah, the King of Israel. The seed that came your loin prepared the way for the one. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Listen up. All these were honored in their generations and were the pride of their times. Some of them have left behind a name so that others declare their praise. Like everybody has heard of King Dawid, right?
Yes.
Everybody has heard of Moshe. See what I mean?
Yes,
But others, there's no memory. They have perished as though they have never existed. They have become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. But, you hear that?
yes.
These also were godly men, whose righteous deed have not been forgotten. You see what I mean?
Yes, sir.
See, so that's why when I tell you, when you're looking at other people getting praise, you know what is your lot? What is a portion of you?
Right.
See, everybody want the limelight, but everybody don't want the trouble that come with the limelight things. Yet and still, if you deal with what's a portion to you, whether your name get mentioned or not, what do I always say? So whether my name get mentioned or not. Y'all know what I do. You hear me? Y'all know exactly what I do. Did we just read it?
Yes, sir.
He said they deeds are what?
Not forgotten.
Not forgot. Their wealth will remain with their descendants, and their inheritance. Y'all hear this?
Yes.
You hear the more? What does it say? Their what? Their inheritance. See this? See how I keep coming back to this? With their children's children. See, because what it's saying is when you do righteous, then guess what? You pass this on from generation to generation. But that's why I always say to y'all, if you are wicked niggas, y'all hear?
Yes, sir.
If y'all wicked, then you hinder this from being passed on. Their descendants stand by the covenants. Yes, by the covenants. Their children also, for their sake, their offspring will continue forever, and their glory will never be blotted out. Their bodies are buried in peace, but their names live on generation after generation. The assembly declares their wisdom. The congregation proclaims their praise. Y'all hear that? Mm-hmm. So, in order to get that, this is the wisdom for this morning. In order to get there, you gotta be trustworthy. You gotta be able to fulfill the things where every time you look up, I can say, man, this brother, man, this sister, they constantly fulfill. They constantly fulfill. And if you think about it, Josh, let's go all the way back. Because we was talking about this weekend. I said, Josh, it all started when I looked over to my right. And you was sitting over there at Idy House. Do y'all remember me stopping and doing the service, Idy, and saying that? Mm-hmm. About Josh? Y'all remember? I was preaching. I don't know how was Josh?
Probably 14.
You ain't did nothing. You wasn't even reading the book like that. How old was you when your dad passed?
16.
You was 16?
No, 17.
So yeah, it had to be at least 3 years, maybe 4 before that. So Josh, I did what I needed to do. If you was gonna get out of line, I'm not gonna let you get out of line. You understand? Because I purposed to make sure on what I said, what I saw, you get on track for it. Now look. Am I right?
Right.
So, when I look, Josh, if you stay diligent, see what I mean? Because it can go away just like this overnight. Bam. So we are but filthy rags. Yeah. That's what our righteousness is. Dust. A vapor of mist. That's all this life. That's all is it. Yeah. So if you hear that, listen, watch this. If you hear that your life is nothing but a vapor of mist, you see its steam and then all of a sudden it's gone. When the scorching day heat come, the mist that you seen early in the morning is gone. Never to return. But you think you got time to waste valuable opportunities in continually, consistently being what you require. See, that's some of the reason why I'm looking, and maybe I shouldn't look for it, but some of y'all, I'm looking at a higher level that I'm looking for out of y'all. We yet to meet it. Y'all hear? We yet to meet it because it's automatic. I can see where you ain't been community, and I can see how you move. See, you ain't like, well, what am I doing? No, it ain't necessarily what you're doing, it's what you are not doing. You know what I'm saying? See, being consistent versus not being consistent is a not doing. Do y'all hear me? Being counted on versus not being able to be counted on all the time. You see? Because see, what happens is with Yah, when Yah count on you, that he can send you forth just like Jesus. He said, now behold, now I send you out. Go. Go. And if you look at Matthew chapter 10, verse 7 and verse 8, then you see what they went to go see, what they went to go do. If you look, you ask yourself, did the disciples do that?